It is a cool and wet Thursday afternoon here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, but in 24 hours from now, we expect things to get a little hotter, both on the racetrack and in the sky, as we expect a beautiful Friday evening to go racing with the 49th running of the Stafford NAPA Spring Sizzler. Kyle Rickey joined by Bonssa Tufa and Bonssa, the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. Of course, we'll highlight the action here on Friday night and a star-studded field.
Yeah, the last four champions of the Modified Tour are entered in, obviously with the postponement last week. Ryan Preece, kind of a blessing in disguise because he's able to race tomorrow night as a result of the postponement last Saturday. So a very stacked field. And outside those four champions that we talked about, you have other drivers that have won here before that can easily be contenders, such as Eric Goodale or Kyle Bonsignor, and even Tyler Ripkema. He hasn't won here, but after his stout run at Martinsville, it seems like there's a little bit more parity in the Tour this year. It was fun to watch at Martinsville. Can't wait to see what happens now.
Ripkema, last year's Rookie of the Year, finishing second to Eric Goodale a couple of weeks ago at the Martinsville Speedway. He mentioned the last four champions. They go back to 2011 with Ron Silk. Ryan Preece has a championship. Doug Coby has six championships. And Justin Bonsignor, a two-time and defending champion, looking for his first Stafford win. Will it finally come in the 49th Spring Sizzler? Time will tell. The SK Modifieds will be in action as well for the second consecutive week. And last week, a first-time winner in that division.
That's right. Amazing story with Tyler Hines. Racing SKs for a couple years, had been struggling, now working with Tick Mike, and from start to finish, starting on the pole, leads every lap, wins the race. I don't know how many people expected that, but it was cool to watch, and there was just so much excitement in victory lane. You love that pure emotion for a moment like that, and a lot of people were happy about Tyler winning. Keith Rocco finishing second in that race, had the wreck in the heat race, completely messed the rear end up, lost the rear end actually, so they had so much repair work. He came in the middle of driver intros, and came from the back to finish second. It just shows what that 88 team's all about.
22nd to second in 40 laps last week for Keith Rocco. No doubt will be a favorite when we go green tomorrow night for race 2. The SK Lights, it'll be their first time on the racetrack this year in competition. And again, much like every year, some new faces going into the series, some drivers coming out. Going to be another competitive year. I think a lot of eyes on Alex Pearl after being so close a year ago.
It was heartbreaking for Alex. He was the points leader during the season, had a string of good races and a string of really bad races, just getting caught up in wrecks and such, not really of his own doing either. It's just bad luck. As a result, Sullivan won the title. You mentioned drivers going out. Last year, JP in the SK Lights won several races. He's in SKs now this year, and we hope he's doing well at that after his accident last week. Coming in, you got Megan Fuller, obviously. She did one race last year after the crazy end to the year that she had. So it'll be interesting to see how she does this year adapting to the SK Lights. And, of course, you have the contenders from last year like Derek Debus. Peter Bennett had a couple top fives. You have Brian Sullivan coming back. There's just so many different contenders coming back from last year that the SK Light field is still really stacked.
And of course, the SK Modifieds, the SK Light Modifieds, the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour will be joined by the Vintage All-Star Modified. So it's going to be a action-packed evening of racing here at Stafford Motor Speedway on Friday night. See all the updated information and the schedule on StaffordSpeedway.com or on Stafford Speedway's social media channels. And for all the action live streaming, the first three features will be on Flow Racing, the Vintage Modifieds, the SK Modifieds, the SK Light Modifieds, maybe not in that order. And then our coverage of the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour will be on NBC Track Pass tomorrow night. So two big national streaming platforms to see all the action here for the 49th running of the NAPA Spring Sizzler.